Welcome back to episode 3 of the DSN podcast. I'm your producer, Kyle Granquist, at your talk show for everything that's happening at DeSmet Jesuit. So alongside me, I have Nick Abel with me. So go ahead, take it away.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, guys. Episode 3. This one's going to be kind of all about fine arts at DeSmet. We got a big musical coming up, so two very special guests today. We got Beau Reichert, who's going to be acting in the musical, and the music director, Mr. Sherrock. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Thanks for the invitation.
Oh, of course.
So we'll start with Beau a little bit. Beau, how are you feeling? Are you ready? I mean, it's not your first go around. How excited are you for what will be your last musical?
I'm excited. It's very interesting, the energy that all the seniors are bringing with like a last kind of big hurrah situation. Chris Shillago, Dominic Del Pietro, Seamus Flanagan, these three guys are basically running the show, and they just really show it. I mean, the three of them can sing like crazy. Like, it's insane. Chris Shillago alone could just take up the entire 2.5 hours of a musical production with the way that he, like, his stage presence and like what he does. And then it's a cumulative effort. I mean, with the girls that we have coming in from other schools, and then a lot of underclassmen have joined this year, a lot of seniors, kind of just as like a last bit of like a, yeah, sure, I'll do something fun for my last semester. And all of us are just coming together, and it's just a really fun show to be in and hopefully to watch, so.
And we have the Duffy bookends.
Oh, God, the Duffy brothers. I mean, they look so similar and so different at the same time, and the way, it's incredible what they do, just the two of them. If you don't know, sophomore Sam Duffy has a little brother named Ben. He's in 8th grade, and both of them together are just rockets, just shooting out of the gate, and we refer to them as the cumulative Duffies, and they're just real fun to watch.
Beau, so sticking with you a little bit, how did you first get into the theater program and acting?
My freshman year, I was sitting in Emerson like all kids who can't drive, and I realized that, hey, the auditions for the fall show are going on, so I walked in there. I did one cold reading and then said, hey, my mom is picking me up, so I cannot be here. And then the director, Mr. K, was like, oh, okay. I think he realized I was in there for the first time. I left, didn't get cast, and I just proceeded I watched the show. Seamus Flanagan was in it, so we were there to support him. And then that was basically it for that year. I didn't really think of theater much after that. And then sophomore year rolls around. The same thing with the fall show. Auditions are going on, and Seamus goes, hey, you know what I think would be really fun for you is if you did this show with me. And I was like, I already tried that, and I'm good. And he was like, when? And I was like, last year. He was like, you were at auditions? I was like, for 15 minutes. He was like, that doesn't count. So he made me sit through the entire auditions, and I got a small little role as a rent-a-cop in a parking lot. And it was pretty much it from there.
Freshman year, did you go into it thinking like, hey, this could be interesting if it works out? Or were you quite literally just, I have nothing to do right now?
It was a fun mixture of both. What it really came down to was, it was one of those, if for some reason I get cast, that'd be great. But I'm also here to kill time until 5:30.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. That's always a good way to get going into things. So let's talk a little bit about this show. What does your role look like, and give us a little bit of a breakdown of what it's about, and when is it, and when can we go watch it?
So Be More Chill is your classic high school story of a loser and his best friend against the world. And your main character, Chris Shillago, is kind of fed up with it. And his high school bully is like, you know what? I was just like you. Here's what I did. I took this little pill from Japan. And inside that little pill was a supercomputer that would tell you exactly what you need to do to, quote unquote, be more chill. And shenanigans ensue, and world domination almost happens. So my role in all of this is I'm a little bit of a catch-all. The director likes to call it "Where's Waldo," but for Beau. I will be in about half the scenes under, I think I have 3 different wigs for this show. And it's just a fun game of, yeah, he's the high school drama teacher, but he's also in this mall scene as an old lady with a walker. So I'm just a little bit of everywhere.
It seems right up your alley.
Yeah, just fun. It's like an inside joke that was like, it'd be really funny, and it just kept spiraling.
All right, Mr. Sherrock, first question for you. Music director, how long have you been doing that gig?
This will be my 20th show.
Wow. So definitely some experience there.
Yeah, now when I first started working at DeSmet, they said, by the way, you're gonna be the music director for the musical. I'm gonna be what? Because even though I teach choir here, I was in band in high school. Yeah, so luckily, actually my very first show was a big show called Anything Goes, and Mr. Sextra was in it. So believe it or not, Mr. Sextra was some sort of wealthy capitalist stooge who was being taken advantage of by some ne'er-do-wells, some criminals. So that's how long I've been doing this. But thank goodness Mr. K has arrived, because we're all better for it. So I've learned the most from him. And it's been fun doing this with Mr. Sextra as a colleague.
Yeah. How much time then do you put in directing the music? And then, like, for band, who do you use for musicians?
Well, we have used some DeSmet musicians add into the pit orchestra, but we've always hired professionals to do the gig, because they come in the night before we start doing dress rehearsals, and they're expected to, the first time we start a song, to be able to play everything through nearly perfectly. And so we have to go out and hire professional musicians who either have done the show or they can just because they're that good. And this year this is a rock and roll show. So as opposed to some musicals that use clarinets and flutes and stuff, this is rock and roll, electric guitar, bass, a lot of weird synthesizer sounds, because it's a creepy futuristic thing, because Seamus Flanagan is attempting to take over the world. I mean, not just at school, but in this musical he is. So
Yeah. I mean, I could see him potentially trying to do that in real life.
Yeah,
So.
a lot of method acting going on.
Yeah.
no typecasting there at all.
No.
And then, okay, we'll get to choir a little bit. You've been a choir teacher for a while as well.
Mm-hmm.
I know Beau, you never took choir.
He never took
did
choir.
No, I was an improv kid. I don't sing.
So I was the only one then to take choir in this
I
room.
remember your freshman year.
Yeah.
You were one of the rock stars. Like
That was fun.
this wonderful Nick Abel bass voice that you're hearing now. You should imagine it 4 years ago when he was just a pipsqueak. The voice was the same. The rest of his body has changed, but his larynx has remained the same.
Yeah.
You have had the same voice since
I have.
freshman year.
8th grade, though, not the same.
Buttery smooth since freshman year.
Not-
So what was it, 8th grade? What
Eighth
came
grade.
before Buttery Smooth?
It was way up there.
Hi, this is Nick Abel.
Yeah, pretty much. I did, because I was in the band in 8th grade. I played the drums. And so we did a little swap for just some fun for our chapel band. And I got on to sing. We did a Christmas show, and I got up and I sang every word of Last Christmas, and I could get all the way up there.
Wow.
So if you can imagine that, it was...
I don't know. I know it's a podcast. It's not a live radio show, but I think that people listening to this should send in a request somehow to see if we can get Nick Abel to sing somewhere publicly before he graduates.
No, we already did It's a Wonderful Life, and I think the ceiling is only up from there. So if you want to go ahead and just have your hour variety show.
Yeah, and then I did a musical 8th grade year, and I was in Annie, and I was Rooster. So Easy Street. That
Wow.
video is out there somewhere.
Is it really?
It is.
So anyone who's listening, I will pay money for the Rooster video of Nick Abel from 8th grade.
I know where you can get it. I'm not going to tell you.
Oh, well, actually, your parents are in the directory, so.
Yeah.
If you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts right now, leave a 5-star review, and in the review, pick the song that you want Nick Abel to sing.
Oh, wow.
On,
That's a great idea.
Or just email
an
Mish.
episode.
Ask her what's up with the video.
That would work probably better, to be honest. That's how you could get that. Either of those, probably. All right, Mr. Sherrock, any favorite choir memories?
Oh, gosh, from this class?
Any, but I mean,
Well, from the class of 20, like the people that Beau mentioned, so this senior class does have a couple of notable figures and voices. The funny thing is that when people think about Dominic, some people who don't know him that well think about how well he sings and the fact that he's probably one of the stronger, if not the strongest, young male actor in the area. But that guy can flow. I walked out of the room one time and Chris Shilgo commanded my workstation and was bringing out some thumping beats into the what should be professional use of sound system in 102, and I came in and Dom was just spitting some bars, and I thought his head was going to explode because he was managing to do this without using any obscene language. And at one point he stopped and he looked at me and he said, "You don't know how hard this is."
He regularly does this when we just hang out. I think his record is we had him going for 5.5 minutes one time, and it's all new and like he doesn't repeat things. It's all just off the top of his head. I think he has an EP recording coming up soon.
wow.
So
Plug
keep on
in
the
Dom's
lookout.
EP.
Wow.
Get on the lookout for Delete.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
At Mom Prom,
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
he sang word for word "Gangster's Paradise" from the stage and cut out every obscenity in real time.
Same with Gold Digger.
Yeah.
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 Oh, yeah.
And he's done that at other school dances. He did that at the St. Joe fall ball.
But he can also do his own lyrics, you're saying?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
No, yeah, I thought his mom prom performance was impeccable.
That was,
It was hilarious.
yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah.
And there's a video of that.
There is a video of that for sure.
We know a video.
We know that video exists.
Again, email Mish.
I don't think she has that one.
I think everyone does, though.
Yeah. All the senior class at
Yeah.
least probably has that
What's
somewhere.
going around?
So, Mr. Sherrock, I know you've done a lot of stuff outside of DeSmet. You were in a pretty successful group yourself as a singer.
Wow, good memory. I haven't talked about that in a couple of years. Yes. One of the things I did before coming here is I was part of a professional a cappella octet that traveled for about 8 years. And we just went around the country and sang a cappella. That means without instrumental accompaniment, not music. Every now and then people will say, "Oh, a cappella, you mean without music?" I'm like, "Yeah, we were miming the whole thing." So it means without instrumental accompaniment. And I try and get the Blackrobe guys to do that as much as possible.
In that a cappella group, were you kind of one of the singers, or did you make the beats in the,
No, I was one of the singers. I was the vocal director for it, but quite honestly, I think I was the vocal director because I was the most organized. I wasn't the best singer. In fact, Beau got to see a workshop. We had a woman come in by the name of Debbie Lennon, who's a private teacher at Webster and Lindenwood and also helps at St. Joe's. She was kind of our lead soprano for most of those years. Like, she would be the rock star. She would be the Chris Shilligo, Dom Del Pietro, Seamus Flanagan of that time. And I was, I was acting like an old lady with a wig on half of the time, so.
Which is not a bad look, I swear.
No, I think you could pull it off.
Could. Have.
Will.
do
Wow.
apparently do.
So, everyone needs a hobby. I already said that.
Yeah.
You alluded to the Blackrobe Choir.
Yes.
What sort of things are you guys working on right now? What's coming up as the semester kind of comes to an end?
Is the semester almost coming to an end?
It feels like it.
We did. It feels like it.
Does it really?
We got
Well-
midterms yesterday.
We haven't. No. Who gave you a midterm?
Or not, progress report.
Yes,
Come
that
out,
means
yeah.
we're a fourth of the way through. Of course, with seniors, you
Yeah,
guys are
it's
done.
fourth
so
of the way of
stick a fork in
three-fourths.
you guys.
I
so-
wrote this off sophomore year.
Wow. It's interesting. We might have one or two more public performances. Like, we have to sing for the auction. And this year it's everyone say the theme together. It's boots,
Boots and bow ties.
There you go.
ties.
Country. That's all I knew about
Just
it.
country. You think it's that boots and bow ties implies a level of sophistication, sir.
Oh.
I think they might have
It's
stole
not
it.
just big trucks and beer.
Isn't this
that
an
would be the
interesting
bow tie part.
juxtaposition?
I think they stole it from our classy cowboy hoedown throwdown for homecoming.
Yeah.
Is that what homecoming was this year?
was, yeah.
Say that again.
Classy cowboy hoedown throwdown.
Wow.
But only student government knew it was that.
Hey, there was quite a few people who showed up in cowboy hats.
Yeah,
I
because
wore
they
cowboy
just
hat.
wear that.
We planned for it. It was
Know the
all
audience.
planned out. Yeah.
Well, you're from Troy. I mean, you had
Yeah,
a hat
come on
somewhere
now.
in your truck. Come on.
I don't. It's incredible. I only have trucker hats because they have a nice net in the back, so you can get a breeze going. This is common knowledge. I don't wear jeans.
Yeah.
What?
Okay, for work at Texas Roadhouse. We're not getting into
There
this.
it is.
Got him. Had to bring up Texas Roadhouse once in this podcast.
Are you,
Had to
get-
happen.
are you getting paid for that?
I don't get paid when I work at Texas Roadhouse. I'm not getting paid to say Texas Roadhouse.
You should do the 5-star like thing again. Maybe Texas Roadhouse can show him some love.
Speaking of sponsors, we are going to take a quick break right here and hear a little bit from IBL and a little business project coming up. Kyle.
Yeah, so I get to use this platform to promote my business, my product. Right now in Mr. Powell's Business 2 Ignition Business Leaders class, we are selling AirPods. Me, I guess Kyle Peasold, Luke Melton, and I are selling those IBL AirPods. We will be selling them for $20, and all sales will be done by not next Wednesday, but the following Wednesday. So if you need your AirPods and you're listening to this,
You could use the AirPods to listen to
yeah,
the podcast.
yeah, you don't want to
Two
be
for
listening
one.
to this
Nice
out loud.
association.
Yeah.
So come get your AirPods. Send me an email at Desmet, 22 GRANQUKY at desmet.org, and we will get you set up. They're good quality.
Yeah. I have a pair myself.
You have a
actually,
pair? How
yeah.
do you like them?
They're nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah, so I figured we'd kind of sprinkle that sponsorship in a little bit today. So
Yeah, and just to wrap up, logistics. When is the show? Dates, times. I'll go to Beau for this. Come on, you should know it.
February 24th, 5th, and 6th at 7 o'clock on all 3 nights, I believe.
is that a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or a Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
It's a Thursday, Friday, Saturday. All information can be found on desmet.org/tickets. Same way you would get any sports tickets, other events. Get it through there. They'll have more accurate information than what I just gave you.
Yeah, it's pretty accurate.
Don't bash it.
Can you confirm that, Mr. Sherrock?
I can. It's week after next, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, whatever the dates are. I think you got the dates right, though.
He's just counting down the days at this point.
The week
Jeez.
after President's Day, right?
Yes,
That's how we always remember it.
Yeah.
because they don't get President's Day off. They come in and they sing and dance
Oh,
Yeah.
in honor of the presidents.
yeah.
So you also don't get that Friday off.
No, the faculty is not off that Friday.
So you're not off Friday or Monday. 'Cause
I
you have to
am
come.
not.
That's
Wow.
That's unfortunate.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's for the love of DeSmet
The
Theater.
things we
It's
do
a
for
passion
Desmet
thing,
Theater.
is what he mutters under his breath.
Getting back to the actual focus of the
Fun,
podcast.
fun
Going
fact,
off a little
I
bit of a
actually,
tangent.
I really don't memorize lines. I just understand what I need to, like the general gist of what I need to say, and about 95% of the time, it comes out with the right line from the script.
I heard, what's his name? There's a few major actors who've just thrown an earpiece and just listen. Like, the people will tell them their lines. Who's Jack Sparrow?
Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp. I heard he did that.
Nope. Sextra will just sit out in the crowd, and he'll go, "That's not the right line." And I'll go, "Sorry, what do I say?" And he goes, "You say this." And I'll say something along those lines. So our last fall show, Never the Sinner, I was fortunate to be cast in a role that had a very major part that I memorized about half the script. verbatim just for my own lines, and then in the process memorizing about half of Seamus Flanagan's lines, and various other castmates. I could not tell you more than 2 times I actually sat in my room, opened up that book, and was like, okay, let's crank out the first act of this show.
And what he doesn't memorize, he writes on his left forearm.
All right. Well, any last comments, questions, Beau? A little pitch why people should go to the musical?
Well, for all the freshmen listening to this, so all 2 of you, you have to if you're taking an acting class for Welling. And for anyone else, it's fun. It's a way to spend a Thursday night that you otherwise would have sat at home. I believe tickets are fairly cheap. Our musical is a bit more than our fall show, but it's still what was it, $15 for a ticket?
I would pay that $5. We're getting confirmation from outside sources that it's $5.
It's $5.
Mm-hmm. And I would pay way more than that to see Beau dressed up as an old lady in a wall.
At least 6.
At least six.
Maybe 7.
8 if it's a Wednesday,
650.
but sadly it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Also,
Nice.
I'll have you know, here at the podcast, we have a high volume of high school listeners, especially freshmen. So,
Oh man, I just bashed all the kids who just sit in Emerson after school, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
yeah.
And the best thing about this musical is that it's actually high school aged actors playing high school age kids in the musical. That's the coolest thing about it.
You don't have to watch
Toby Maguire.
Yeah, you don't have to watch some kid act like a 65-year-old man. It's the easiest part of this show is for a lot of people, their characters are just animated versions of what they would be.
All right. Well, I think that.
Last comment.
Oh, yeah.
We got adjusted statistics. It's actually $10 for the show.
Yeah.
Had some false information.
Bring a 30 and 2 friends.
There you go.
Yeah.
And that would get you all in.
That would be $30.
Yeah. Math adds up. AP. Well,
Stats?
I don't know.
Arithmetic.
Yeah. AP 3rd grade.
Yeah, there you go.
3 times 10.
Formerly known as Fun with Shapes and Fun with Numbers.
Theoretical numbers.
Alrighty. Well, on that note, thank you guys so much for listening. That is episode 3 of the DSN podcast, your place for everything that's happening at De Smet Jesuit High School. I'm Kyle Granquist, and we will see you next week.